everyone, welcome to my live stream. I'm technically on vacation right now, but it's Friday, so I wanted to do Chibi Friday this week because this is Soon's 15th birthday celebration, Chibi, and his birthday is actually tomorrow. So last week we decided that it would be better to finish this before his birthday rather than after it. So that's why I'm live streaming art even though I'm on vacation, but it's like Chibi Friday is always super fun, so it's not like I'm losing my vacation vibes by doing little work type stuff. So I am completely done with the inking. Finished that last week. And I'm going to color this as usual with marker and then colored pencil on top and a little bit of white ink. So to start, I want to do some shadow, just partially for marking out the shadows and partially to give it a cool shadow color as a base. So I think I will use this BV31 Pale Lavender. So I'll step over there and get that. BV31. Okay, so I've got, you can't see it, but I've got my phone set up right here. Wait, you can't see that. I've got it, so I'm pointing at it now. My phone is here with the reference image for this tennis ball, and then to my side is my reference image for Soon. So it's basically based on a real photo that looks like this. And I tried to get the tennis ball as close as possible to the same sort of light source coming in kind of like this. So hopefully the shadows will mesh well. So I'll start with the biggest area first, which is the tennis ball. It just sort of has this big patch of shadow right here. And then, since Soon is leaning against it in this and that light is coming this way, I'm going to add some shadow going like this. Not enough. Maybe I'll come out a little bit farther. And then I'll do a little shadow here to show that this stuff is hanging over this stuff. And yeah, I think that's good. Maybe a little right here too. Of course, like most of this will get lost as I add the other colors on top, but it does have an impact on the final piece. Sometimes I forget, and even though I think it still looks good, you can tell the difference, and I do prefer when I remember to do this light violet base color for the shadows. So now I'm moving on to Soon's body. You little puppy body. And maybe a little goes up like that. And it's starting to get, okay, so it's got this big old head. So let's do this chin. Just got a shadow like this. And then here too, the head's so big. And do some like this as well. And then under his chin comes out like this. Plus his nosy. And what else? Well, his eye isn't really in shadow. I won't do his eye. Oh, Sarah, welcome. Oh, you can't stay. You're at your in-laws. Sending birthday love so soon. Too soon. Thank you. Thank you for stopping in. Have fun at your in-laws' house. Okay. His head is casting a shadow on his body. And I really need to exaggerate it because his head is gigantic in this picture. His actual muzzle is casting a shadow in the real photo reference. So it's got to be pretty extreme here on the Chibi, considering how gigantic his head is. So that's good. Oh, how about his little tail? It's got some shadows here and here. And this leg as it wraps down under here. I think I'm getting to the point where I need to switch. I guess inside of the ear. Can get that. Okay, I'm going to, oh no, the birthday hat. So the birthday hat, I'm just gonna figure it out. Because I don't have a reference image for this, I just drew it. So there's that, and we'll just do a little thing like that on there. That's good enough. Okay, I'm switching to the smaller end of the marker so that I can do a little bit of details, like in between the toes and at the bottoms of the legs. I'm just looking around for places where I might need, so like right here, his ear, maybe around where that bit of fur is sticking up. And this edge of his ear. I think that's good for the base shadows. Okay, so let's see. Next, what color should I do? Maybe I'll do the big ol', what am I saying? The tennis ball. Man, words elude me sometimes. I think it's because it's Friday, I'm chilling out. My brain is not, my brain is in vacation mode, which is good, but sometimes the words don't want to come out because of that. Okay, so, yeah, I think like this yellow-green is the classic tennis ball color. I'm trying to think if it might be good have a yellow base to be the highlight and then add yellow, green, and even regular green on top. This one is really good. It's really light. Oh, I'll try this one. Here's a very yellow among the yellow-green section. Or, you know what, I'll get these both out. Okay, I'll get these both out. Yellow-green 1, 01, and yellow-green 21. Yellow-green 01 and 21. And I'm going to test in the margins how they work together. So, let's see. Which one is this? Yellow-green 01. So I'll give that a chance to find out with this thing. Give it a chance to dry. It's probably good enough. Now I'm going to go over it with this yellow-green 21. And now see what this is like. markers are like watercolor in that they dry lighter. My scientific theory, hypothesis, is that it happens because the paper gets wet, and so the darker color is not because the color itself is darker, but because the page is darker, because when you get paper wet, it gets darker. And so it makes the color look darker, so you have to wait until it dries to see what it's actually going to be like. So I think I better just pick one or the other, because when they're combined, it just looks a little gray and muddy. So I need to either pick this greener base or this yellower base. It's hard to choose. Thinking. I'll go with the yellow, which was this one. The lids are almost the same. Oh yeah, I can see it right there. Yellow, green, 21. So, I think I'm gonna pick this one, the more yellow one, because Soon's, well, he's red is the fur color name, but yellow is closer to that red-brown that dogs are than green is, so I think it'll help it mesh a little bit more. Okay, so now what am I gonna do? Okay, this part is white. This little rubber area that holds the ball together is white. So, oh yikes, it looks like the ink is smudging here. I gotta be careful. So I'm gonna do my best to not get that part. And I'll try not to actually stroke the marker off over this part right here, because it's, for some reason, it's smearing the ink. Even though it's been dry for like a week now. Literally a week. Well, maybe a few minutes short of a week. Oh, I don't know if you heard that. Kiki's out there meowing. Kiki! Okay, now do this upper part. And then the big part. Trying to tap around the lines instead of doing a marker stroke. So I don't want more stuff to get smudged. Ooh, you know what? It's not too late. I just remembered that I was making lists in my previous Chibis. Oh, Kiki came down. You can hear her outside my door. Kiki! Kiki! Oh well, I just remembered that I was making lists of what colors I was using. Just in case this takes longer. Hopefully I can get this done in a single day. because his birthday is tomorrow, but I also don't want to stream like extra long or anything because it is still vacation. I want to play more Olympia Soiree. Olympia Soiree. Oh, what am I doing? I'm looking at the time. No, I want to look at this. Yellow, green, 21. There. Okay. Set this here. Oh, my little collection of markers. There. I think it's fun to have the collection of markers grow on camera. It just gets more and more as I work on it. Okay, next. So I'm going to go through the whole thing, apply base colors, and then do the next layer of shading, etc. So let me put this yellow, green, 01 away because it's distracting me. Oh, and I'm gonna get a drink too. Yay. Lemon iced tea. Delicious. Okay. So next I suppose is Soon's mane. There is like a little hair or something on here. It keeps coming back. There. Put it in the trash. Next, Soon's main fur, which is red. Shiba Inu red, which is actually more like a, it's a red-brown. Like in humans, we might call it auburn. Oh, no, well, when I was a kid, I had auburn hair. Now my hair's like half gray, but, yeah, Soon is still more red than auburn, but anyway. Thinking out loud about the color selection. These are more toward the yellow side, but I feel like they might be a little better, although these ones are all right. Especially this group right here might give him this one. Yeah, well, let me look one more time at this. Yeah, I'll start, I'll have his lightest color be this E13. So, even though his head is so big, I'm just going to do the whole thing with the small end. Because I can get the look of strokes, like the strokes can give it a fur texture. And then that way I don't have to bother switching between the two sides. Because on his body, he definitely has a lot of white fur, like here, and the farther down you go on the legs. So the whole body, I definitely want to use the small one. So we'll use the small end on that head as well. And there's just the tiniest bit on this side. Okay, and then he's almost got this saddle-like patch here. And then I think I might actually need a lighter color to be a transition color between the white and the red parts. But on his back leg, he's just a tiny little bit right there, and then goes up back leg like this. Okay, now his tail. This has a little bit of white at the bottom. Thinking about whether I want to get that transition color out now. I think I will. So I'll just go to the next lightest color, E11. It's little areas like this that was making me think about it. Just need a little more soft. Yes. Soften some of these transitory edges. That's good. Yay. And then I think even with colored pencil I can add even more little fine detail strokes. Especially if I sharpen the colored pencil and make it nice little thin ones. I'm double checking. I think maybe a tiny bit right here on his forearm. Soon is like me, because his both of our hair slash fur used to be much more red, and now there's many more patches of gray, and in his mine is like gray, silvery gray, and his is just pure white. His hair, his fur, my fur. I'll give those a chance to dry before I write the color names on top. Oh. I'm going to move up into his face. And now that I'm looking at it, it's actually quite surprising. It's so much white now. He used to, when I first got him when he was only like 7 months old, his whole muzzle was black. And he had only the tiniest, he had white fur on his belly basically, and it was all red and black. And then as he got older, he got the classic Shiba Inu, like little white right here, like white muzzle, except for this part that's like pretty much always black on dogs. And now that he's 15 years old, almost his whole face is white, and it's just this like little boop, here that's red, at least from this angle. Okay, so coloring in the red parts on his head. So let's see, this goes down to maybe right there, and then it tapers off into white. So maybe about there. Yeah, right around where his nose is. And then, where else? Oh, my mouse is in the way. You can sort of see a little bit from where his head is curved right here, coming around from the other cheek. And then from the top of his nose to the inner corner of his eye, there's some. And then it's like almost like a sharp angle right here. So it's like right from this corner of his eye. In fact, it goes kind of like that. So I'm going to draw that line as a reference. And then it's like this. And it curves as a circle to this point. And that's white, and this is all red. Okay, so this part comes up like this. I'm trying to match what it looks like the direction of his fur is. The reference picture is kind of small, but doing my best. Also, I see him every day, so I have a good memory of how his fur goes anyway. And then this ear is just all red. Oh, there's my boy. Okay. Oh, my voice is all crackly today. I need to drink a little bit more tea, I think. Okay, now we'll go to this transitory color. Or should it be transitionary color? I feel like transitory is something else. Anyway, I'm using this color to make the transition between white fur and red fur a little softer. And also to color areas where it actually is just, there's a little bit of red fur left, but it's mostly white, so it looks really light colored. Now, oh wait, a little bit there. Now, this ear, I did not address this ear. So right here is brown, red, whatever color, tip of his ear. Then down this side, but the rest is more this lighter color that has any red color at all. There. Alright, writing down the colors. E11 and 13. So, what will be next? Maybe, I think the only color, I mean, I should do something with his hat. Maybe bringing in this color. And I'll make the pom-pom the same color as the tennis ball. Then it's sort of matching two circular fuzzy things in this color. So I think the next thing would be his nose, but it's so dark that I want to save it for very last, because if I'm going to do some more shading on these like lighter parts of his white areas of fur, I don't want to make the dark marker smear into that or something. So I'll save all the dark areas like his claws and the pads of his feet and his eye and his nose area. Save that. So I guess I will go back to this yellow-green, although I want to check something real quick. I'm going to look at last year's, let's see, open a new tab, go to Patreon, look at last year's Chibi. Last year's Chibi birthday soon. Okay, I've got to scroll back quite a bit. Load more. And since last year this went out, his birthday image went out as a reward, I figure I'll do it this year too with this one. And then everybody who was a member last year will have the two matching. So here's the last year one. I wanted to see, yeah, it does look like I did do some shading to ground the figures. But it also looks like I used colored pencil, so I won't worry about that right now. Let's go back to my tennis ball reference. Put that back up here on the phone stand. And let's think about what the next color should be. Satuito, hello! How's it going? Thank you for joining me. Did you have a good 4th of July? Wait, I'm working on the tennis ball. What am I thinking? I'm skipping the tennis ball. Next one is this new leaf. It might be good, but I don't know. Maybe it's a little too similar. Gonna get another test swatch ready. Lots of explosions. Oh, that's so sad. Strippy the dog didn't though. Oh, have to get calming treats. That's one thing that's a silver lining about soon mostly losing his hearing, is that he no longer has to be afraid of all the explosions around 4th of July. You can't even tell at all. Okay, yellow and 23 and 25. Let's see how these two look as potential tennis ball shading colors. So here's 23. Whoops. And here's 25. Yeah, 25 is darker. I don't know about 23 though, because it's kind of comes out kind of gray. That's not really. I want something a little more vibrant. Okay, I gotta do another test swatch thing. Okay, we're gonna find the perfect transition color. Maybe this yellow green 05. Yellow green 05. That's more like what I want, but it's kind of a big leap too. Maybe I will use, but it doesn't really, because I already swatched them together. It doesn't really do much. I know, try this on top of that one and then I can see. It's still a really big leap. Oh, but here's this yellow green 03 right before it. Maybe that'll be a good transition color. Aw, cute puppy Chibi on a tennis ball. Thank you. I had to think about what to do this year because last year I did the big giant bone for his birthday Chibi. And then it was perfect because this picture is actually him leaning against that like purple stool thing that's in my bedroom. I'm like, oh, this can be a ball instead. Boop, boop. Works out good. Okay. It's so similar to this one. You know what? I'm just gonna have to accept it. I'll just go with this one. Yellow green 03. And then I already know I like this one, so this yellow green 05 as well. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. He's a good boy in retirement, yep. I always say he's enjoying his retirement. We're like his butlers. Be careful here. I don't want to smear this ink again. I can't believe that smeared though because it's been drying for so long. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do little circle shapes and give it a tennis ball-y texture. Okay, and I want to leave a little shining on this side. So, Satoito, what are you working on right now? You working on any art projects? One of these times I gotta tell you what I want with that certificate that you gave me. My birthday certificate. Birthday portrait certificate. It's one of those things that I think about as I'm going to sleep. I'm like, oh, it's too bad. I'm going to sleep now. Alright, this thing, okay, there, that's better. phone was having a thing overlaying the image. I cannot see. I tapped and it went away. Just finished all the administrative tasks for my most recent painting. Wow, good job. What does that mean? Like creating a certificate of authenticity and stuff? Logging it or something? Logging it in your list of completed works? Oh, registering it with the Copyright Office. Yeah, man, this is working good. Okay, so now I'm going to take the small end and do some little squiggles to give that more tennis ball texture. Oh, perfect. I'll try to remember to message you after I'm done. On a new cycle, starting a portrait would be the perfect project to start with. Yeah. I will try to remember to send a message. Sealing it and varnish, certificate, inventory. Inventory, that's what the word I was trying to think of. Good photos, yes, yes. All the color correction, publishing. Good job. It is so much work. I don't even have to do that kind of thing, and yet I still feel like, I mean, of course I still have to do, I don't have to do all the same stuff. Because illustration is slightly different, of course you know that, but I still completely appreciate it's so much work, and you don't get paid for it, but it has to be done. It's just part of what it is to have an art career. Okay, so what I'm saying, good job. I think I'm gonna go over with the yellow green again, or they're all yellow green. The yellow green 21. Whoop, wrong side. And get some swirly marks in the light color too. Just get that texture in the color as well, not just in the lines. Oh yeah, and I should mark what this color was. Yellow green 03. I knew there was a reason I put my markers this way last time. I forgot that sometimes they start to roll off. Even though I've got this nice plastic rubbery cover thing that helps grip stuff, since this is at an angle. Actually, it's a big drafting table. Sometimes they still want to fall off. They want to commit suicide. Goodbye, cruel world. That's what happens. I don't have a frame, but that's out of my budget anyway. Also, subject wants to buy the painting, lives in Sweden, so it'll be easier to send it without a frame. That's true. I think that framing should be the client's cost anyway. If they want you to frame it, sure, but then they should provide the money necessary to get that done. Because that is a whole other, like, it can cost as much as, like, it can cost several times more than the materials necessary. Maybe not the time necessary to create a painting, but certainly the materials of framing is expensive. Okay, so I'm done with the secondary layer of color on the tennis ball, and it is getting the color that I wanted. Oh, but I should use this again for these ones that I use the same color. Stripes and the little pom-pom on the hat. Oh yeah, looks good. It looks good. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's interesting. There's just two main color groups, basically. Okay, so going back to the earth tones for Soon's fur color. I suppose the natural progression is this. So I've used the 11 and 13, so I guess I'll go to the E15. E15. No! I put it on sideways and it still tries to roll away. Another sip of tea. Okay. So we'll definitely use a small end. And I'm sure this is going to be fairly dark, so I don't want to overdo it. Be careful. So, just looking for areas where the fur is significantly darker. Oh, it's a lot more gentle transition than I expected. Nice. And here too. Some of it might be darker just because of the shadow too. Let's see, along his back is also quite dark. Maybe a little bit here and there. Here. And definitely some areas on his hind leg. Either because the fur is actually darker or because the fur is thick and has lots of shadows. Oh, and mouse is in the way again. Down here at the tail. I guess it comes around, it makes it look a little more round here. Okay, that's good for the body for now. Let's look at the head. So there's some right here, little darker patches. And where his ear starts. Maybe the tips of his ears kind of darker. Same over here on this one. Okay, now I'm going to go back. Okay, so I'll write this first, E15. Go back to the E13. And make it transition a little more gently, especially on this back leg. could go back to the E11. He's getting brighter. Yep, the more shadows you put, you need the shadows to show the light. You need the light to show the shadows. He's getting not so flat. Excelente. What's next? Going back to the green? Yeah, I think so. And I already have my color picked. The yellow green 05. Didn't leave myself room to write it, but I'll just write it a little lower. Okay. I want to pay close attention to my reference image. And also, remember, reference image obviously doesn't have a chibi dog laying next to it, so I've got to deal with that from my own imagination. Well, looking at this, I don't think this is going to be dark enough. I'm definitely going to need another green. I mean, it is blending in really nicely. But for some, there's this one really dark patch where the ground is reflecting up on it. So definitely need something more robust to shade that. That's pretty good though. Oops. Don't roll away, marker. Stick around. Okay, yellow green 05. Let's write that one down. I'm getting a little too far down off the screen. Okay. Okay. Thinking. Guess I'll go ahead and do the next darker green color. Carefully considering my options. So I think the darkness of this yellow green 17 might be nice. But this yellow green 45 has a cooler tone, which is good for shadows. So get the 45 and put a test swatch down and see what it looks like. I guess I'll go with it. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's just a tennis ball. this have to. I think that's good enough. Oh, but let's mark it. Yellow, green, 45. Well, I guess I'll let that swatch dry a little bit first. Oh, I almost forgot about this pom-pom. That's good. And a little bit on this hat too. There. Okay. So, I guess I can go one level darker, like right here where the head is resting on the body and making a bunch of folds with the neck. Oh, test jump. Is there paper on your printer? So set it upstairs. Also, hi. I don't think it's... Wait, there it is. Wow. Okay, I'm putting it out now. I didn't even notice that print. You're welcome. It must have printed before I got in here. Okay, what am I doing? Alright, write this down. Yellow, green, 45. I'm gonna have to start moving up if I add more colors there. Oh yeah, so I was gonna go one more shade darker for Soon's red fur. Alright, earth tones this direction. This is kind of a big leap, but he is pretty red toned in this picture. This one's kind of red. I'll just go for it. E19. Too bad these colors aren't in my marker line. So I bet they would have been perfect. This one's even called reddish brass. It's just a little small area mostly. So I think even this is pretty... No, it actually looks pretty good. Yay! There. That looks pretty good. Anywhere else? Maybe this right here on his ear. Is that really dark? There's not much else. Maybe along his back. And a little bit, just the tiniest bit on his back leg. And then, well, let's do a little swatch. And go back to this the previous color to help smooth it a bit. E13. Keep the transition going. I wonder about my color palette book that way too. You mean like... Wait, what do you mean? I've been saying so many things about my swatch book. I don't know which one you're commenting on. Okay. So Soon's red fur, I think is good. Maybe I'll do a little bit more. Oops, wrong end. A little bit more on this ear, just a little like beep beep here, and a little beep beep beep, and a little beep 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 around the tip of that one too. Oh, I forgot a spot that needs this darker stuff. His tail. Ah, I did the wrong end again. There we go. Yeah. Yup, he needed a little darker stuff on his tail. Oh, the color I don't have. Yes. I wish they would just put all the colors in all the marker body styles. I mean, I know you can buy empty marker bodies and buy the refills and then fill the empties and blah, 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 but these ones have it printed on there. Like it says E15 right here, E15, E15. I want it to be printed on there. I don't want to have to hand write it and all that. It won't look as... I like it to look neat. So if it's all handwritten, oh well. I've got like 200 colors, so it's probably enough. Maybe more than 200 colors, I don't know. I've got quite a bit of colors. And yet I want more. I always want more. Okay. Next I want to add some texture and more shading to the white parts of his fur. I started with the base of that lavender gray, but I'm going to do the rest of the fur in an actual gray set. Probably either neutral or warm gray. Oh yeah, warm gray will look really nice. So I'll start with I'll just get warm gray 1, 3, and 5 to begin with. Warm 1, 3, and 5. Oh, poor baby. Jojo taking antibiotics. Ooh, that's gross. Aw, I hope that he feels better. That's horrible. Oh, good idea. Maybe have some reflected color from the tennis ball. I'm gonna write that down. Because I will do it with colored pencil, so it gets that nice, it'll look like light on top of something. Especially makes sense because, put a little checkbox so that it catches my attention. Because it's such a bright, vibrant green that it would surely cast light. That always happens with really neon or like yellow stuff, and then, you know, like you wear like a yellow shirt and then your chin is just uplit in yellow. Okay, so... And then this will also be my transition into doing these really dark parts like his nose and his eye that I've been leaving till last so as not to accidentally smudge dark color into an area I don't want it. This part of his leg is completely shadow. There too. gonna start to mark, even though this will be pretty much completely covered up, I'm still gonna start to mark the areas where I want the dark color to end up. Oh, start get his little toofy that's sticking out too. Oh, his ear. I'm also doing this, even though it's almost the same tone as the lavender purple. I'm going over it as well to make some texture. I think that's good for this color. Oh, I didn't do little swatches of these, so let's do that real quick. Beep. Beep. And beep. Okay, going to the W3. Oh yeah, that makes such a huge difference. It was looking so flat right there. And it's really dark in this part of his ear. Ooh, yeah, it looks so good. It's getting some depth. Yes, looks good. In my Art of Slow Writing book, it had a section that was making a point about how the author uses cooking as a way to finish something creative in a short amount of time. Because writing something like a novel or memoir or something like that takes so long that it's really hard to actually get to enjoy the final product, and then plus you're just always moving on to the next thing anyway, so you don't get to enjoy it the same way that, say, like a reader gets to enjoy what you wrote. And I was like, well, I do love cooking, but I do not have time to cook. It takes too long. And then I realized, my chibis are my cooking. Like, they don't take very long, and I really enjoy making them, and I really enjoy the final result. So I've been thinking of that recently. My chibis are a part of my work, but they're also a part of my play as well. I just thought of that because it's just so fun when I start adding the shading and it starts coming together, and it's just so satisfying. Satisfying to create. Okay, I think these swatches are dry enough for me to write what colors I'm using. I get that Do you have a cooking? Do you have a chibi thing? Something small that you can do? I thought that was a really great idea though. When I read that in the book, I was like, oh yeah, it's so true. Like, an illustration takes me about a month. And of course, I'm still working on... I've been working on my current novel project for several years. All the brainstorming and trying to figure out what I'm doing. And now I'm finally writing the first draft, and it's very, very, very time consuming. It's all very fun, but so true. You just don't have... You can't enjoy it the way that you can enjoy something like cooking, where you cook it. Takes an hour, or, you know, if you're baking, maybe it takes longer, but then you get to eat it and enjoy it that way too. Okay, the nosy comes down like this. And then his lips are all black too. And it comes down and tapers down like this. He's got those little dots that all dogs have. Those little whisker dots. His claws aren't all dark, but because they're so tiny on this drawing, I'm just gonna color them in with the gray. Yay! Oh, it's looking so cute. It's looking more and more like him. My paintings are the long novel. The last one took 2 years. Oh yeah. Huh. The portraits are like the cooking. Yes. Portraits only take a couple sessions. They're very satisfying. The paintings I get so used to, don't want to see them the same way a viewer. I don't see them the same way a viewer does, who has never seen it. Yes, exactly. Stroopy has the eyebrow dots. Oh, yeah. I think it's so cute when dogs have their little eyebrow indicators. And you can see them moving because they totally have like... I think I saw a documentary that explained that domestic dogs actually came to, you know, like evolved or were bred to, I mean, I don't think this was on purpose, but they have more facial control muscles to communicate with humans, that allows them to communicate with humans better than wild dogs. It's like, you know, like wild canines, I guess, like wolves, of course, are the #1 comparison. I'm just going to move right up to W7. Keep going here. Okay, I'm trying to pay attention to his nose, but this area is super dark. This part of his face, the fur here around the mouth area is very, very dark. There, that's good. And then his paw pads. Boop, that little tiny dew claw. Yeah, and I'll leave the claws the lighter gray, and then that'll sort of represent the way his nail. He's got like, his nails are multiple colors in one, like, and it gets lighter at the bottom than on the top. But that's way too small to indicate here. She loves to snuggle in the morning, lies on her back with her paws curled up while I pet her face. Oh, that is so cute. That's so cute. Animals are so cute. I think I maybe want to do a little bit darker right here. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Right there too. I'm gonna hold this up actually primarily so I can look at it in the screen and see it from a different way, because looking at the screen is helpful to see if I feel satisfied with the shading, but also then everybody watching can see a little close up of the also. Yeah, I think I'm satisfied with the basic shading. Maybe the ear, maybe I'll do a little bit more in the ear. On the body though, I think it's good. And I just need I want to do a little more on the hat. Because I could leave it this white, but at the very least I'd like to add another color for this other stripe here. So I wanted to do a little bit more dark in the ear. I'll soften it up with the color right below it. And a little bit more with the color below that. Smooth it, smooth it, smooth it. Yes, that's good. That's the depth I want. Now I'm thinking about the color. In my brain, I keep thinking pink. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. And that other stripe on the hat is gonna be pink. He looks very squishable. Good, this is Chibi cake. Little boop boop. Squish the little chibi face. Let's see, what's a good... It might be a little too intense. Oh, something a little softer. Ooh, maybe... Yeah. We'll try this RV 32 and 34. Oh, yes. Oh, wait, what am I doing? There's another stripe. I think this looks good. I still don't know about leaving the whole hat. Well, I don't know. I guess it looks good. The main color being white. I do want to go at least one shade darker on the pink though. RV32, RV34. So one shade darker. I'll just do this RV17, I think. Just a tiny little blip right there. Wow, the end of this marker is kind of weird. I will smooth it out with this one. Okay, I'm gonna get on my phone and look up. I wonder if I still have the app for how to cool. Had like a cool color swatch app, but now I don't think I have it anymore. I'm scrolling through to make sure, but I can just Google it if it doesn't show up. Yeah, I don't see it. I'm just gonna look up green, pink, color. What should I look for? Color. Oh, palette. Get some ideas of other colors that might look nice, because the hat looks all right with the white, but I don't feel satisfied. I don't feel satisfied with just that. Right, as I said palette, you said it. We both thought of it. Yay! Pink, green. Oh, yellow might be nice. I've got to imagine. Oh, yeah. Look at this one. Alright, you can't really see it. It's all blue looking. Well, anyway. I think that looks nice. I'm going to make it yellow. Okay, so I got to find a nice, gentle yellow like that. Not a crazy vibrant one. Ooh. Maybe this yellow red. No, yellow. Buttercup. Oh yeah. Let's go with buttercup and then yellow 26. Okay, so yellow 21, 26. I'll start with those two. Yellow 21, yellow 26. Oh, I didn't put this color on here. Let's put this on here. I mean, I'm almost, I see it. I think this is drying out or something. Well, hopefully this will remind me. I'll see that when I'm done and try to see if I have a refill for it. Okay. Color in the hat. Making little swatches. I need some more tea. Oh. Okay. Yeah, there's so much white because the whole background is white and it soon has a lot of white fur. I am already liking it better colored in. Nice creamy color. Okay, I just need one more step darker. Do this yellow red 24. Yellow red 24. And this was yellow 21. Yellow 26. I like this range of colors I have right here. It looks nice. Okay. Just teeny tiny. Soften it up a little bit. That's good. Yellow, red, 24. Okay. I think I just want to get a black marker to do the really dark parts on. But this is, his nose is so dark, but it's not. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the W9 and then a black. There's some parts that are just super dark, but still like the nostril where it's just like a hole going into his body is definitely the darkest part. So I want to preserve that. And I'll do little dots on his paw pads to help indicate shadows and such. There. And then on the nostrils where I'll put the actual black marker. Right there. Then I'll be adding highlights on top of that too to show that it's a shiny nose. Typical shiny doggy nose. Actually, I want to make this a little bigger. There. Oh, let's swatch these two. I mean, I'm 99% sure I'm going to be done with this today, but just in case. Just in case. marker's starting to get so thick here that it's sitting on top instead of absorbing into the paper. Okay, looking this over, but I think I'm done with marker. I guess I could do a little bit. I'm gonna get I'll just get some cool grays for this rubber line that holds the tennis ball together. Cool gray. Okay, I actually need to go back to my tennis ball ref. There we go. Now I'll go one shade darker. Well, 2 steps darker. Ah, I love that effect. Marker paper especially holds the pigment on top where it starts blending like paints and giving a neat texture. Yeah, it does. I do like that effect too, though that's not the, I like the cell shading look for my chibis. But yeah, mostly I've seen you do that when we did Artist Alley a lot, and I always thought that was a cool look too. Because it really is different. It's different than what you expect from markers. Or at least it's different from what I have come to expect from markers. It's cool. It's just another way that it shows how important the substrate is, just as important as the materials that go on the top. Excellent. Done with that. C4 as well. So I think I'm done with markers. Time for little colored pencil details. Okay, got that. I want to have all these markers out. I'm going to keep them out so that I can take a cool picture when I'm done. We'll leave these out. Even though they're taking up a bunch of space. Not my favorite crystal colors. Just my relatively small set. Because the big one just takes up way too much room. Though it's sad because it means that I don't use the big one as much. But whatever. It's just gonna have to be sad. Okay. So what do I want to do first? Maybe I shall start with the tennis ball. Get this white out to add some, especially right here, add some highlights. I also need I've got this pencil sharpener. I'll just try it. It's the one that's actually in there. Sweet, works pretty good. I assume it's the sharpener that came with this. There, nice and sharp. So I can get some nice swirly effects to match what I had done with the marker. Of course, it's so subtle, can't really tell. That's okay. That's okay though. So that's the main highlight. What else I'm gonna do? Maybe this yellow color? No. Maybe this green. No. I'll just keep using the white. Just a little bit extra over on the side. And like reflected light a little bit. Excelente. Now, oh, okay. Plasma donation appointment 5. Driving now. Can still hear. Can't type. Thanks for streaming. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for watching. I'm so often by myself. It's always really nice when somebody joins me. So I'm not just talking to future viewers. That's why I always do my best to fill the air, even if there's no one watching me. Just in case somebody watches in the future. I don't want it to be all silent and awkward. So now I'm adding the white as a way to show the transition between the fur colors. Monsoon. This white colored pencil is so subtle. It definitely can't do the full job of like showing really stark highlights. It's really good at smoothing things out. Especially for soon, where he's got so much whitening fur. His fur is turning whiter and whiter as the years go by. And right here on his cheek is a big area where that's nice to be able to show. Okay, I think I'm done with the white colored pencil. Oh, I'll leave it out so I can show it in the final photo of this chibi. What else? I think maybe I'll do a little bit extra darker green here. And at the bottom of the tennis ball. Ah, yeah, that's good. That was good. Yeah, we're gonna leave them out. Leave the colors out. Oh yeah, it's right here. Add reflective color from tennis ball. Haha. So I think I shall use this really bright looking. I mean, look, this is like the perfect color. I'm gonna use this one. I want to sharpen it. Come over here, sharpen it in my trash can. Okay. Oh yeah, that's such a good idea. Thank you for this awesome idea. I don't know if I would have thought of that on my own. This is a good idea. Just brings the two items together. The two objects. Awesome. Yay. That is so nice. That is such a nice effect. Oh, so maybe I'll just do a little bit on the ground as well. So I was going to do some nice subtle shadows anyway. In fact, I think that's what I'll do next. Oh, I think I'm going to have to get my big set out because I don't have any grays in here. Okay, I'm going to have to use my other table. I'll just show everyone. Here's my big set. Yay, 120. Has 4 layers. Yes, here we go. Okay, I gotta turn this light on. Cool gray, this is what I need. Let's take out the first 3 layers of levels of cool gray. Oh, I gotta be careful, it's pulling some of the ink. No wonder the marker smeared some of the ink earlier. Even a colored pencil is smearing it. That's very unusual. Okay. Get some darker shadows in here. There's lots of little flakies coming off of these colored pencils. Guess I could use this instead of my hands. There's a little cat hair or something on there. Okay, got it off. looking at the time, it's like this is gonna be finished exactly on time for my normal streaming window. I think I'm gonna go one more level darker. So the shadow in the reference image is actually pretty dark, even though his body is fairly well lit. The shadow he's casting is surprisingly dark, but this is just a white ground, so okay, I'm gonna do that thing again where I hold it up so I can see it in the screen, and then also everybody watching can get a closer look, but then this also helps me see if I'm satisfied with the shading. I think maybe I need a little bit under that frontmost forearm, a little bit more. That's better. Let me take a look at it again on the screen. Yeah, I think that's good. Now, something that I haven't been doing recently that I just remembered is I like to, in the areas where there's a shadow, add a little bit of purple, like a little bit of lavender. Something about it just makes a shadow so rich and lovely. I love really colorful drawings, so adding color even to like a gray shadow, I really like that. Really like that effect. Plus, next to this green reflected light looks really nice too, I think. It just makes it more interesting instead of just all greens or all red browns. Let's get another color in there. Yes, I love that effect. I forgot about that. I forgot about doing that. I haven't done that in a lot of the recent Chibis. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna use this. Just to do the tiniest little extra shading next to this tooth. There. That's good. So I think now, looking it over just to be sure, but I think I'm ready just to move on to the white ink final little highlights. Oh, at Plasma Center, about to check in. Okay, good luck. I hope it's what is the word? Not necessarily pleasant, but I hope everything goes smoothly. I went to the Plasma Center a year or two ago thinking that I'd like to donate and help other people and make some extra money and all of the great things about it. And it turns out that my veins are too small. They cannot get plasma out of me. And I guess it shouldn't have surprised me, because when I gave blood before, I was barely able to just donate blood, like to the Red Cross or whatever, like a normal blood drive. So I guess it shouldn't surprise me. You need a bigger needle to get plasma. But it still kind of sucks. Okay, I think this is... yeah, this one's the bigger one. Yep, okay. So where do I want my highlights? Definitely on his nosy. That is the most shiniest part. It is a big needle for sure. Yeah. Man, I mean, it's gotta be big because I've like had IVs and stuff. And nobody's been like, oh, we can't give you an IV. I mean, I guess IV is smaller. I guess they can use a smaller one. Anyway, that was just surprising. I didn't know that that was a thing, that you could have two small veins. And then, of course, they told me, like, oh, we'll lift weights and it'll make your veins bigger. I lift weights already. It's like, that's not how it works. I mean, maybe it can make your veins bigger if you don't lift weights at all, but my veins are this big and I already lift weights. I don't think it's gonna... that kind of advice is not gonna help me. Shiny, shiny nosy. Put a little extra shiny on the tip of his tooth. Well, it's hard because I already put colored pencil here. And colored pencil and gel pen does not play well together. Okay, there's actually not that many places where I want to put gel pen. Definitely wanted to do his nose though, and it's really helping out. Oh, you can't really see it though. It's really helping to make it look shiny and wet. Though I think I'm going to put a little bit of marker on top of it so there's not quite that stark contrast. At least in some places. It has to be big so they can send the blood back in. Yep. Yeah, I want my blood back, so if it's not gonna work, then I accept it. Not that desperate. The drawing looks so good. Oh, thank you! Thank you! Happy birthday soon! Of course, he doesn't know. We're gonna get him some kind of nice, yummy treat. That's what he'll know tomorrow. He suddenly gets an extremely yummy treat. Doing some extra little lines here to show the fur and eyelashes. And his closed eye. Oh, it looks good. I think it looks good. Okay, I think I'll just try to see. I don't know how well it will work because I put a lot of colored pencil already, but I'll see if I can get a little bit of gel pen lines for the final highlights on the tennis. Well, some of them are coming out. Some of them are coming through. I'm just doing a little bit of extra little white lines on his body fur just to make it more interesting, more texture. Oops, it was still wet and I put my hand on it. Of course, again, I put a lot of colored pencil down already, so it's kind of hard. I think that's good though. So now I just want to tame the highlights on his nosy with a little bit of the same gray marker that I used to color in the first place. Yes, I love that you can do this with gel pen too, or at least with the white gel pen. If you get a little excited with it, you can still bring it back. You're not stuck with it. Yeah. Hooray! Okay. Well, almost 10 minutes over, but... Oh! No, I signed it already. Haha. Yes. In an odd way, I feel cleansed after donating, even if I have to regenerate plasma. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder why that is. I wonder if anybody else has that kind of feeling, because it is different. Because donating blood, which I've only done once, because then the pandemic happened, and I'm like, don't want to get exposed. But, it's completely different because you're just giving and that is now gone. And then you're like really hungry and tired. But plasma, the plasma is gone, but the rest comes back. Interesting. Well, I hope that it goes smoothly for you. I'm gonna leave you here, so you'll have to find another streamer or an audiobook or a video on YouTube. Oh, I guess I'll hold up this soon one more time. 15th birthday. Soon is 15 tomorrow. Wow. It's the big tennis ball. Yay. Happy birthday too soon. Happy birthday too soon. Okay. All right. That's it for this week. I'm gonna go back to my last couple days of summer vacation and probably play some more Olympia Suade Otume game. That's it for now. Thank you for watching.